Candidates for races across the state and the country are raising money for upcoming elections. It can be difficult to track who is donating and where lobbyists are spending their dollars when the legislature is in session in Santa Fe. Producer Sarah Gustava sat down recently with Sandra Fish from New Mexico in Depth to talk about her reporting on campaign fundraising and lobbyist spending in the first few months of this year.
There was this loophole created in 2016, so some people report everything and other people don't. People who report everything, they might report it down to the penny, the $4.40 coffee that they bought somebody. Other people will just say, oh, I spent $7,000 in March, and none of it was over $100 per person.
What does the law require that lobbyists report?
The law requires that lobbyists report expenditures of $100 or more per expenditure, not necessarily per person. That's confusing for lobbyists too, but $100 or more per person. And if the legislature's in session, it requires that any expenditure of $500 or more be reported within 48 hours.
Now, what are lobbyists spending money on? Does that, $100, you could take someone out to dinner in Santa Fe for less than that, right?
That's $100 would be a lot, in my opinion, for one person for dinner. But what you see a lot is people taking committees out for dinner. For example, the House Appropriations Committee or the Senate Finance Committees. When you're talking about the budget, that's really important. And lobbyists and their clients would like to get the ear of those people, and they'll take those committees and their staffs to dinner at one of the steakhouses in Santa Fe and pay the tab for everything.
When it comes to the big picture on spending so far this year, what have you found in your reporting on January through April, the reports that would have covered the regular session?
Almost $700,000 has been spent. And what's unusual about this spending this year, when I finally realized those paper documents existed, and a lot of lobbyists report their advertising expenditures or sort of motivational grassroots things in their actual reports, there was a lot of money, like more than $200,000 of that, went toward not buying wining and dining lawmakers or getting them ski and golf passes, but toward aimed at constituents, for constituents to call lawmakers about their issue. The background check on increasing background checks on gun sales was a big issue during the session, and you saw a ton of people. That's probably the most people I've seen show up at committee hearings for those bills which failed. But both the National Rifle Association and Everytown for Gun Safety spent tens of thousands of dollars on digital advertising, on canvassing, on things trying to motivate their constituencies to contact their lawmakers. You saw the AARP take out ads in the Albuquerque Journal and Santa Fe New Mexican. Those ads were really expensive, Sarah, and trying to get Governor Martinez to sign a bill that they really wanted that would have provided time off for people getting care for family members. That bill was vetoed. And so you saw a lot more advocacy spending this year than you have in the past, but you still saw a lot of people eating steak at the Bull